That would be perfect. Well, maybe I'll call Molly.
And I sent, because it wasn't very clear, so I sent Melinda a follow-up, and I'm waiting to hear.
Well, and you know, sometimes she
we will begin with our invocation, and unfortunately, our minister has not been here, so you are stuck with me. So I will do my best to do some inspiration, and then we will proceed from there. I guess first and foremost, I'll be asking for your forgiveness and your indulgence. And I think this is an appropriate time for us to reflect on the spirit of Christmas. And I think it's a good time for us all to reflect on the kindness that others have shown us throughout this year. And I think it's also a good time for us to be able to reflect on ourselves and to reflect on how we could have done better during this past year to express that Christmas spirit that we are celebrating now. I think it is no coincidence that New Year's follows Christmas. Christmas gives us the opportunity for hope and to be positive, and the new year gives us the opportunity to put those ideals that we learn here at Christmas into action. With that, may we enter this new year in a spirit of cooperation, with the spirit of Christmas in our hearts, and to where we can begin to be better people and to make a better county and a better world. Amen. Please join me in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Please call the roll.
Commissioner Nolte? Here. Commissioner Withington? Here. Commissioner Lawson? Here. Commissioner Wagner?
Here.
Commissioner Johnson?
Here.
Commissioner Thompson? Commissioner Carpenter?
Here.
Next on our agenda is approval of the agenda. Is there a motion? Commissioner Johnson?
Move to approve tonight's agenda.
Motion has been made for the approval of this evening's agenda. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, you're recognized to close.
I close.
Please call the roll.
Commissioner Johnson?
Yes.
Commissioner Carpenter?
Yes.
Commissioner Withington? Yes. Commissioner Lawson? Yes. Commissioner Wagner? Aye. Motion passes 5-0.
Agenda are public comments. Are there any members of the public who would care to make a comment on any issues? If so, please step up to the podium to address the commission. Seeing none. That brings us to our consent agenda. Administrator?
The consent agenda allows the commission to act upon items considered to be routine and approved in one motion. These may include items that have been reviewed by the commission in a prior session. There will be no separate discussion unless a commissioner requests that an item be removed from the consent agenda and considered separately. There are 8 items on the consent agenda this evening. The first item is Resolution 2024-359, approving invoice payments for Clay County for the period of December 7th through December the 16th. There are 737 invoices totaling the amount of $3,028,956.79. 2024 Ordinance 38, approving ordinance modifications to amend the Human Resources Manual, Section 12.1, Holidays, Vacation, and Sick Leave. Resolution 2024-355, approving RFP 8524 with JC Industries, Clean Infusion, and Rand Construction Company for sewage pump installation, replacement, repair, and maintenance. Resolution 2024-357 is approved the transfer of 2 vehicles from the Sheriff's Office to the Facilities Department. Resolution 2024-347, approve application for a reimbursable grant funding between MoDOT and Clay County for the Clear Creek Stabilization Project at Midwest National Air Center. Resolution 2024-362 is approve addendum to the FBO agreement Apex Executive Center for the operations of the Midwest National Air Center. Resolution 2024-363, approving amended hangar lease agreement for the Midwest National Airport Center. And Resolution 2024-361, approve request for the release of surplus tax sale funds to Dominic and Ashley Mesh.
With that, is our motion related to this evening's consent agenda. Commissioner Johnson.
Move to approve tonight's consent agenda.
Motion's been moved for the approval of this evening's consent agenda. Is there any discussion, any comments? Seeing none, you are recognized to close.
I close.
Please call the roll.
Commissioner Johnson? Commissioner Carpenter? Commissioner Withington?
Yep.
Commissioner Lawson?
Yep.
Commissioner Wagner?
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0.
That sounded like a question more than an answer. Be affirmative. That brings us to our regular agenda. We have one item on this evening's regular agenda, 2024-360. Administrator.
Resolution 2024-360 is approve invoice payments for the Clay County Prosecutor's Office for the period of December 7th through December 16th. There are 13 invoices totaling $29,593.60.
Commissioner Johnson.
Move to approve 2024-360.
Motion has been made for the approval of 2024-360. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, you are recognized to close.
I close.
Please call the roll.
Commissioner Johnson?
Yes.
Commissioner Carpenter?
Yes.
Commissioner Withington?
Yes.
Commissioner Lawson?
Yes.
Commissioner Wagner? Motion passes 5-0.
That brings us to discussions. We have one item up for discussion, and the University of Missouri Extension, I believe. Would you like to do any introduction on that, Administrator, and we'll go forward?
Thank you, Commissioner. Yes, I'd like to introduce Joshua Shin. He is with the University of Missouri Extension, and he's here this evening to present to the Commission some information on the Veterans Read program that they have.
Commissioners, thank you for your time. I am from Extension. I'm sure many in the room are very familiar with University of Missouri Extension. Of course, our mission is to bring the research from the university, of course, to the community. My name is Joshua Shin. I'm an Extension and Engagement / Community Development Specialist. What that means is I kind of operate within what we call the Urban West, which is Clay, Jackson, and Platte County. Those are our main foci, and I kind of want to bring you some information about what we're doing here in Clay County. Of course, Extension in the Urban West, the 3 counties, has what I like to call the Magnificent 7. We operate these 7 program areas: nutrition and health, labor and workforce development, horticulture and ag, the VITA tax program, community health, community arts and development, and of course 4-H. And you can see in the rectangles there some of the stuff that we do kind of Urban West wide across the 3 counties. I do, however, want to highlight briefly one program, one partner, and one event that is specific to Clay County and ultimately the impact that it has or will have in the coming year, and of course the impact it's already had in the past year. The program is a program that I piloted this year. It's called Veteran Reads. It's housed under our community arts and development umbrella, which is then housed under the business and community development. And of course, that's all housed under MU Extension. And so that particular program is, I know there's a lot there, but that particular program was based upon bibliotherapy. I was an English professor for a number of years. I also was a PACE instructor with the U.S. Navy for a number of years. And really, in sum, it's book club for veterans. But of course, it's more nuanced than that, right? I'm not a therapist, so I'm not trying to cure anybody of PTSD or suicidal ideation. Those are a lot of the numbers that have unfortunately increased with that population. But what I am trying to do is I'm trying to offer skills of story analysis, right? That's really my expertise, having been an English professor, and of course I do still teach. But the idea is if I help veterans unpack narrative, specifically war narrative, and we focus on stories external from them, inevitably they take those skills of story analysis, understanding story coherence, and apply it to themselves. Really, this is a free program for veterans, first responders, and of course their families as well. You can see some of the veterans there in the middle. We were operating mainly out of Truman Habitat for Humanity. Let me switch over here. On the left side of the screen is kind of what we've done in 2024. We've had 20 sessions at 2 different locations, one in Platte County, at the Dorothy Day Cabin, and then mainly at Habitat for Humanity's Hiram Young School in Independence. We have, over the course of our 20 sessions, had 87 participants. I have presented this program at 2 different conferences, 2 national conferences. I wrote a white paper, and we also had a great meal at Texas Roadhouse together. And anyway, the program for next year, which this relates to Clay County, is growing. I'm going to start doing this program at the Veterans Community Project in South Kansas City, where they have the tiny homes. But for Clay County, I just met with the Story Center last week, and we're going to start doing it at the Woodneath or the Crouch Estate, the Story Center here in Clay County. The really cool thing that I learned about this is that, I forget her name, Naomi Moeller Crouch. Of course, she was a part of the Crouch Estate, owned that building there. She was really big into 4-H, and we actually have a national 4-H, a state 4-H award named after her, and a lot of the 4-H work that she did was right there in that living room of that building, which we will be doing the veteran reads in that building. So it's kind of neat that Extension has been working in that building in one way or another for a long time. So anyway, we're going to kick that off on the 21st of January there at the Story Center, and our hope, as I was working with the director there, is to ultimately start maybe doing some podcasting. They have a wonderful space for that. Extension and the library, we need to develop some or get some podcasting equipment, but in time. We also have a speaker series that we're going to start next year. I've got Jason Kander, who I'm sure many of you are familiar with, wrote the book Invisible Storm. He's going to come and speak. And anyway, the idea is to have this program grow, to support our veterans across the 3 counties, and definitely here in Clay County. One partner that I'd like to briefly highlight, something that we're doing with Life Unlimited. MU Extension has always worked through partnerships. We're trying to, in the Urban West, work on strategic long-term partnerships. There's a lot of great partners that are like 501c3s, but unfortunately, a lot of times their budget doesn't allow them to continue. So we're trying to partner with organizations that will be around for a long time. Life Unlimited is actually here in Liberty. They are... Let me go ahead here. They are one of the largest service providers for adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities. They offer federally funded housing across the 3 counties. We have adopted one of those homes. The first home that we've adopted there in the middle is actually in Jackson County. I literally dropped off Christmas presents there right before I came here. The idea is that we're going to adopt a house in all 3 counties over time. We started with Jackson County because that's the one that they wanted us to start with. But after building capacity, after learning we have desire within MU Extension to really take on the responsibilities for a full year, and those responsibilities include maintenance, yard cleanup, holiday decorating, that sort of thing. We're going to, in 2025, hopefully adopt a home here in Clay and one over in Platte. We did help them. That's a Facebook post from their Facebook webpage where they were thanking MU Extension because we had a state team come in and clean up their main facility here in Liberty. They actually have 2 locations here in Liberty, one on Manor Way and then one, I forget the name of the street, not too far from here. But we came in and helped them clean up. And then that is me dressed up as Santa Claus for their holiday party just last weekend. So this is a partner we're really trying to do a lot of things with because to my knowledge, we are the only extension program in the state that is actively trying to help this particular population. And so it is a large and growing population, and it's one that we want to ultimately ride the coattails of Life Unlimited, but then also bring our resources to as well. And then lastly, one event that I'd like to highlight. Of course, MU Extension is always doing programming and events, but we're trying to strategically do events that have lasting impact. We are bringing the CEC conference to Clay County. So the CEC conference is an annual conference. It's only been happening for about 4 years now. And what we do is Extension statewide focuses and hones in on a rural community, trying to ultimately showcase local businesses, assets, attract investors, entrepreneurs, and ultimately get more people involved in the local stakeholders. We did it in Benton County in 2023, Callaway County in this year, and then next year it was awarded to Excelsior Springs. Excelsior Springs, up in the top middle there, was just awarded an award from MU for being a good neighbor city. And so there's a lot of excitement going on up at Excelsior Springs. I will personally, as well as the state team, be coordinating and executing this conference. And the idea, this conference again isn't really just for MU, it's for the community of Excelsior Springs. It's already vibrant, but it's really to highlight a lot of that vibrancy and help a lot of the businesses and community up there highlight what they do and how they're doing it, and maybe even make it even better. So anyway, those are just 3 things I wanted to bring to your table to let you know that MU Extension is doing here in Clay County. And I also wanted to thank you for your continued time and attention now, but really your support in the years, this year and years past, and of course moving forward. If anybody is interested in the Veteran Reads program, you can scan that QR code. There's a web page for it. And if anybody has any ideas, anybody in the room on partnerships for veterans, for that CEC conference, for Life Unlimited, or for anything MU Extension related, I'd be happy to take them.
Certainly, I mean, we've had a long and I think very positive relationship between ourselves and MU Extension and a lot of the programs you're talking about. Many of our members here have served on MU Extension as members from the county, so we are, we have varying degrees of familiarity, but it's always good to hear more of what's going on. We certainly appreciate you here making this presentation to us and making sure we are up to speed as much as possible. Commissioner Carpenter, I believe you were seeking recognition.
Yeah, no, thanks, Joshua. I appreciate the updates on some interesting programs. It was funny when you're talking about the Veterans Read program. It reminded me, so my wife briefly worked at a Literacy Kansas City, and then she and I had a marketing company at one time, and we did for some time their marketing work. And just absolutely incredible to see the impact that it makes. Obviously what you're doing is a little bit different, but a lot of those folks had some ability to read, and it was just a matter of growing and having better reading comprehension. And a lot of what the marketing highlighted was individual stories of the difference it made in their lives to really master that skill. And so to bring that to individuals out there and veterans who serve the country, I think is amazing work. And interestingly, the former executive director of Literacy Kansas City is a fellow named Mark Bertrand. I don't know if you've talked with him yet, but he works at Life Unlimited now. So he's perhaps a good resource for you to reach out to, because I know he'd love to partner with you in any way that he can too. And that Life Unlimited organization is amazing. You all should check it out and the amazing work they do, right here in Liberty. I mentioned Immaculata Manor, and do a lot of really important work getting people a quality of life that they wouldn't otherwise be able to have. And so to the extent that you can partner with them, I think would be an amazing thing. And so beyond that, I just want to say thanks for all that you're doing. And, if we can be helpful somehow in your mission, I would sure love us to.
No, thank you. Appreciate that.
Thanks.
Commissioner Lawson.
I just wanted to say I sincerely appreciate you. Our son and our granddaughter were both involved in 4-H. Great program, and they received so much support from y'all, and it was very rewarding, everything that you did with them, all of the different shows that you had for them, and the state fair event and all. It was just run so smoothly. Any questions we had, we could go to somebody. They took care of it immediately. So I sincerely appreciate your organization a great deal.
Thank you.
Any other comments or questions before we end the discussion? Very well. Thank you very much for being here and for the information. We appreciate your presence.
Thanks again for your time.
Thank you. Can I make one comment real quick?
Absolutely. Please proceed. Let me go ahead and get you on. There you are.
By chance, do you know, Joshua, do you know an Amy Schleicher? Works for the extension?
Name rings a bell. I
Okay.
think, if I pulled up her email and saw her photo, I'd go, oh yeah, but I don't know her personally.
Well, if you come across Amy Schleicher, S-C-H-L-E-I-C-H-E-R is her last name, first name's Amy, she's incredible and does an incredible job for you guys. I called about, I happened to have some horses and had to have some hay tested, and she took so much time of her own time to research and find out who can test the hay and what they're testing for. Is this a specific thing I need to test it? And she spent hours on this and contacted me several times and sent me emails and provided a service that I thought was above and beyond. And it was just incredible. And I thought I had no idea that the MU extension would go this far just to help me find out how much sugar content's in my hay.
Well, good deal.
But anyways, I just wanted to give a shout out to her because she did an amazing job.
I'll convey that to her. I'm sure I can find her on
Thank
the email
you.
real quick. Oh, also, lastly, Commissioner Thompson's not here. I know she sits on one of our extension councils. Her term is ending there, and I would invite any of you, if you would like to join the council, we'd love to have you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, if there's no further comment or discussion, we will move on to County Administrator, and we could get out of here in less than an hour, folks. I think that is a good thing. County Administrator comments, County Administrator?
So you want me to make my comments short? Is that not the 35 pages I have to go over? No? I just actually have a...
I'll tell you what, let's see if we can get consensus from the commission on that point.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'll be tarred and feathered, right? I just have a couple of announcements. First of all is, obviously the holidays are upon us, and so we do have some holiday hour closing. Our offices will be closing at noon on Tuesday, Christmas Eve, and will reopen on Thursday morning, the 26th at 8 o'clock. And then the following week, we will be closed on New Year's Day, in observance of New Year's Day, and we'll open on the 2nd. The commission meeting, so this is the last meeting of the year. The first meeting of 2025 is January 2nd. It is at 4:30. It is not a business meeting, but it is a ceremonial meeting of oath of office for our elected officials that will be sworn in for their terms, and it begins at 4:30 here in the commission room. And then the commission's next regular business meeting will be Thursday, January the 9th at 6 o'clock here in the hearing room. And on behalf of staff and all of us, we want to wish everyone happy holidays.
Very good. That brings us to Commissioner comments. Commissioner Withington, do you have anything you'd like to express?
I just want to say Merry Christmas to everybody. I hope you guys enjoy your half-day Christmas Eve. Glad we were able to get that taken care of for future years. Also, Commissioner Carpenter had a birthday on Monday. Tried to get Coach Marcus Freeman to do a little happy birthday cameo video, but he was too busy prepping for the college football playoff, something USC's not participating in this year. And then also, I know, we're getting ready to do the whole new year, new me, but just want to let you all know, you guys are going to get the same Jason that you guys have come to know and love, so just be ready for that next year, okay?
Commissioner Lawson.
Oh, yeah. I got to say something after that. I do think we all need to thank Jason because it was definitely his idea that he brought forth for everybody to get off that half day. We all supported it, but he brought it forward. So I appreciate him for that. I hope he never changes. I hope he stays exactly the way he is because you never have to guess where the hell he's coming from. You know right up front. So I appreciate that a lot. Want to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas and hope that you all have a very blessed holiday. I'm looking forward to Thursday, January the 2nd. You're going to have me for another 4 years, and I, like Jason, am not going to change one thing. I'm going to be the same abrasive little broad that I was this time. So I'm looking forward to the next 4 years, and I love all of you, and I enjoy working with you so much. So we'll have a wonderful 2025.
Commissioner Wagner.
Thank you. I'm not sure what to do with that abrasive broad comment, so I'm going to move on. It is beginning to look a lot like Christmas, and it is, no one in the public can see it, but even in front of us. So I want to thank whoever is dropping off these packages and snowflakes and snowmen, and I think this is Santa's bag of goodies. I don't know what you do in January, quite honestly. but I'm okay with just keeping this snowflake because I feel like we're going to get a lot of that. Other than that, I want to echo my colleagues. Enjoyed the days that you have been provided off. Wish we could do more, but that is what it is. But nevertheless, Merry Christmas to everyone. Happy Hanukkah. For those who may celebrate Kwanzaa, enjoy. This is the season of giving and a season to reflect and a season just take a break. And I hope you get a chance to do all of those things. And to my colleagues, I don't know what I'm doing next year, but I'm going to show up, except on the 2nd, because I'm taking my wife out for an anniversary to the Bahamas. So I'm going to come back on the 9th, hopefully with a tan. But otherwise, I wish you all well as you start your new terms. And for guys like me, we're just going to keep showing up and make some votes and hopefully make Clay County a better place. Or, as I've told many people this week, based on what's going on in our surrounding counties, I'm going to try to make Clay County as boring as I possibly can. As long as we do good work, that's what people should expect. But thank you again. Happy holidays and Merry Christmas.
Do you need somebody to carry your bags on your Bahamas trip or anything?
Got it covered.
Well, if you need anything, just give me a call. I'm there for you. Commissioner Johnson.
Just wrapping up another year now, and it was a pretty good year, I think. So congratulations to all of you who made this a good year and made Clay County what it is. I just want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and hope that you all might have a happy and safe holiday season.
Commissioner Carpenter.
Yeah, I just want to say Merry Christmas to everyone, and hope everybody has a good one. Thanks.
I also want to extend my wishes for Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to everybody, particularly my fellow members here on the commission. I appreciate you all, and I appreciate the fact that we've had the ability to get some things done this year. During those of you who lead probably less boring lives than we do and didn't get to tune in and hear the budget reports, Clay County accomplished a lot this year. I'm not going to go through the whole long laundry list because I do want to get us out of here under an hour. But we had any number of successes, and I am looking very much forward to next year to have an even better working relationship and to accomplish more things for our citizens and for our county. Certainly, I want to wish Merry Christmas to all our employees, and anybody who is listening, quite honestly, because this is the season when we need to reach out the most to those around us and to extend those good wishes. And as I had said in the opening, in the invocation, let us see if we can make Christmas stretch for 365 days if possible. With that, with 10 minutes to spare, we are adjourned.